Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, good evening. What's happening, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct here on another Thursday night. It's great to be here tonight. Before we get into all those things, of course, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also, when you subscribe to the channel, man, you hit the subscription button so you can get all the notifications. And when you get all those notifications, make sure you check us out every Monday night live at 7 p.m. and on Thursdays night at 7:30 p.m., man. And for those on the podcast side that's listening to the sound of my voice, make sure you give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review. 5-star review, man. Man, listen, a lot to get in tonight, man, concerning the world of sports. Basketball, my Knicks, they did it again, came back and beat the Boston Celtics down 20 points again. Celtics, y'all keep on shooting three-pointers. We'll gladly take it. D-Dubs, what's up, man? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
Hey, man. The Knicks look good, boy.
The Knicks look good. Yep.
I mean, considering, man, I'm not going to get too high, man, because you know how I feel about. I'm still traumatized from the 90s and the 2000s, so I'm not going to get too high. But you know, hey, these new look Nova Knicks. Hey, man. 20 down, coming back from behind 20 down 2 times. You know, I don't want to keep doing that. So, you know, we'll talk about it. But good evening, everybody. You know, Sports Chasers Podcast Thursday night. We here.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you don't want to keep doing that. But you know, Boston was the gift that keeps on giving. You know, according to analytics, they say keep shooting.
I say keep shooting, and we'll keep rebounding. Taking that, you know, catching the long current, you know, long rebound, and we'll keep on pushing it up the court. That's it.
Man, Dan, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
Hey, good evening, fellas. How's it going?
Dan, what's up?
We're
good.
Man. We're good, bro. Man, but like you said, D, there's a lot to get into. Dan is going to also, of course, he wasn't with us on Monday, man, but here we recapped the weekend for hockey, man. I went over it a little bit. And but Dan will talk about that. And my main man, hey, the new hero in Dallas, Miko. Forget Luka. Miko has took over for Dallas and say, hey man, get on my back. The guy, Dan, how many goals he's had, points he's had in the last 6 periods?
Jesus.
Well, he had
the hat trick last night.
He had 4 points against Colorado in the final, Game 7. And then he beat the Jets 3-2 last night.
He surely did.
So he's got 6 goals in couple games.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got like 15 points. He's leading the playoff scoring with 15 points.
So Luka, see ya. Miko, welcome to Dallas as he tries to put the Stars on his back to the try to get the Stars to the Stanley Cup final, man. Man, but a lot to get into, man, concerning sports. Ryan will be with us hopefully shortly. Shout out to the rest of the guys that are on their way and who couldn't make it, man. DA, he's doing a little moonlighting or whatever he's doing, man. Shout out to DA, couldn't be with us tonight, but
night shift, yeah.
But he said, hey, shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to the Knicks for what they did. And I know we'll talk about it with Ryan, man, but Mike Mills sent a funny picture this night for those that were watching the game. And there was a sequence when I believe Boston had the ball and it could have went up. And Tatum was out by the 3-point line in the corner. And Brunson was somehow he was guarding Al Horford and he tripped. And Mike outlined it. Like Mike had his Mills had his telestrate. He said, this guy was wide open. And Tatum decides to take this shot. I said, yeah, Mike, because the 3-point shot, according to the Boston Celtics analytics people, that's the safe play. That's the high percentage shot. I said, had he would have passed it to Horford, That is a low percentage shot according to the basketball analytics in 2025.
That's the new basketball.
Yeah. A dunk's not high percentage.
Yeah, that's the
Got
new
it.
basketball that
Got
they
it.
play now, and I don't know when this thing started to change. Well, I know I kind of know when it changed, but it's terrible. It's
You
terrible.
go back to when they played Miami to go to the finals, and they were up like 30, and they did the same stuff. And guess what happened? Miami went to the finals. They didn't.
Yeah, keep on.
So it's been an ongoing thing for them for a while.
Oh, but hey, they won this way. The 30% shooting. They went 30% shooting. They won. I said, okay.
Well, they only shot, I think, 21% in that game.
They shot 60 some on threes and stuff like that. And listen, I'm not poo-pooing on the Boston Celtics. That's how they play. I'm not a Boston Celtics fan. I'm just here to deliver 1 + 1 = I guess 8 with this analytics thing. Because if we got a guy man wide open, and you got somebody who's like at least a foot taller than him, hey, why wouldn't you pass the ball down? But I think DA said it best today when I was on the phone with him. He said that, hey, man, the Celtics have been playing this way so long. It's secondary for everybody. If they had a 5-on-0,
they'd pull up.
They would pull up and shoot a 3.
Hey, man. Hey, it works for me, man. I just want to find out a way how the Knicks can stop getting down by 20 and using up all this energy. If they can stop doing that, man, this is,
and maybe they blow them out,
and the Knicks could score and make a an offensive explosion. This is going to go the other way if the Boston keeps on doing what they're doing. So, I'm as a Knicks fan, I'm saying
I'm with it.
Yeah, Boston, you're doing a great job. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm with it. Yeah,
I'm with it, man. Let's go to the news. What's going down in the news? Like I said, we'll break down the news. We got MLB news to talk about. And then Dan he'll break down hockey, and Ryan will talk more about the NBA finals. And both, I would have to say, both the football, both basketball and the NHL hockey playoffs have been relatively good. I don't know what happened last night in Oklahoma. I forgot. I don't know if Denver thought there was a game, but they got blown out by 44 last night. So
that was a straight up ass whooping. I know. Yeah, we 7 minutes in. That was. I mean, they scored 40 points in the first and second quarter. So I mean, they had 80 plus by at the half. So that just tells you right there what type of game that was. It was not even close. But shout outs to OKC for not laying down and playing their game.
Absolutely, man. Let me go to the news here. I'm pretty sure Dan will be happy. Well, I don't know if Dan will be happy about this news here, but the Pirates they fired Derek Shelton. He's been the manager for the last 6 seasons for the Pirates. Among yet another disappointing season. This is from CBS Sports from Dane Perry. The Pirates have dismissed manager Derek Shelton after a 12-26 start to start the 2025 season. Making the first managerial firing in MLB season this year. Shelton 54 compiled a record of 306 wins, 440 losses. That's a .410 winning percentage, with the Pirates never achieving a winning season or a playoff appearance. Team performance under Shelton, the Pirates endured back-to-back 100-loss seasons in 2021 and 2022 and never finished better than 4th in the National League Central. The team's offense has been among the worst in the MLB rankings, 29th in OPS and runs scored. Bench coach Don Kelly, a Pittsburgh native and former Pirates player, has been appointed as interim manager. Pirates owner Bob Nutting and general manager Ben Cherington expressed confidence in Kelly's ability to lead the team forward. They have an upcoming series against the Atlanta Braves and a 3-game series starting Friday, providing an opportunity for the team to reset under new leadership. I have some opinions about this, but I'm gonna give it to the Pirate fan and the guy who's from Pittsburgh, man. Dan, your thoughts on this?
They fired the wrong guy. Nutting's the one that needs to go. But I mean, yeah, so Shelton hasn't done a great job, but look what he's got to deal with.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you don't spend any money.
Nope.
You don't get any players.
Nope.
Like, what was it? I think it was last year, maybe, or the year before. I was telling you, they didn't have, like, I think Reynolds was the only one that was batting over 250. Everybody else was like 225, 210, under 200. I mean, just look at their lineup. You know, it's like the movie Major League. They got the grounds crew out there, and they go, "Who are these guys? I don't know, but they're still, crappy." That's kind of their motto is, yeah, we'll draft a couple good guys, keep them until it's their big contract. When it is, we'll get rid of them. So it's like, it doesn't matter who the manager is. If you're not going to spend money and get some players, quality players, or bring the kids up from the minor leagues, the ones that are doing well, give them a shot. See what we got, down in the minors.
Oh, they got anybody in the minors? I mean, I think everybody's up, right? This is what they got.
I think they got a couple kids that they drafted that are doing well. But you think about it. We haven't had a first baseman, a true good first baseman. What, Josh Bell? I think it was Josh Bell. But you just look at the position players. Like, you got Reynolds there. He's reliable. O'Neal Cruz is kind of hit or miss. He'll strike out 3 times, but then he'll hit one 460 feet out of the ballpark. But the situation's bad when you got fans falling out of the stands, and you got ushers beating up. Man, you got ushers beating up on, the fans in the stadium.
Yeah, that was
that was ugly. Hey man, did you? I know. Hey, I'm going on because did you see the guy the actual video of the guy what happened, how he fell, how he actually fell? He jumped up onto the railing. And then
he was trying to take a shirt off or something.
But that was weird. It was a weird way to take you took your shirt off and then you jump up onto the railing and then he lost your balance and fell over. I mean, he was doing too much, man. But I'm glad
I saw the impact and it didn't look good.
It didn't look good at all. I'm surprised that he survived. That was crazy. And to the usher, man, my God.
Yeah, if somebody spits on you, deserve that beating.
Yeah, dog. Hey, he took the belt off and
hey, he did the 50 Cent, man. He gave him the took the strap to him, huh?
Yeah, he got the strap. But Pittsburgh's a mess. It's kind of, man, I don't know, man. MLB, some of these, this is what goes back to what I be feeling like, some of these teams don't need to, not that they can't do it, but if you're not going to spend no money to get players, then what are we doing this for? You just here.
Yeah, are you the Washington Generals? You just here to be you the Savannah Bananas? I mean, even Savannah Bananas, they entertaining.
Entertaining, my God. Your teams are not
Shout out to the Savannah Bananas.
So it's like it's almost to the point. It's almost pointless, man. That's why I be saying, man, some of these teams don't even deserve to. If you're not going to compete, then what are you here for? You got people spending money, and again, fans need to stop going. I mean, to really go home with it, man. Stop going.
Listen, shout out to VLAC, shout out to Mom, shout out to Debbie in the comments, shout out to everybody that's watching this, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Rockies is
for chiming in. VLAC, we talked about the Rockies last week. I think they've only won 6 games. Yeah, 6-29. I was right. And their team. I talked to somebody that lived in Denver, and they said basically that the when you go to Coors Field, it's like you're going to a bar, but there's a baseball game in the background. Instead of you going to the baseball game,
it's background noise. Yeah, that's all it is. It's background noise, and you sitting there. It's just that's
live
all you're
TV.
There for. That's it.
Live TV, and it's filled every night. It's a great atmosphere. From what they say, Coors Field is an awesome place to go watch baseball. Well, and like you said, not like our mantra, like vote with your dollars. Cats are not voting with their dollars, man. So
I mean,
this is what happened at the bar.
Yeah.
Yo, man,
it's awful, man.
It's
awful.
And also
terrible, man, for a major league team.
Also for my major league players that teams like the Pirates. That's why I believe there's going to be some kind of lockout in 2026 or some kind of stoppage, because you got the teams. Yes, we have some kind of salary cap, but the guys with these lower bottom teams, they don't spend the money. They just pocket the money. So if the Yankees and the Dodgers go over the luxury tax, Bob Nutting, you know what he does? He just does like Scrooge McDuck. He just counts his money. Yeah, he doesn't have to spend. And Dan said this, been saying this a couple of years ago. They need some kind of not ceiling, but floor that they must spend money on.
Yeah, this is why the Yankees got 27 championships. you ain't spending no money. You ain't doing nothing.
So I don't know how they're gonna go there because they're not gonna agree to some kind of salary cap. They'll strike forever. But there needs to be some
not
kind
this MLB. Yeah, no.
There needs to be some kind of floor where they should be spending some amount of money, man. So we're talking.
If you don't get the luxury tax.
Yep.
So what does that mean for them? Do they go out of business or?
Well, then you sell the team to somebody that will spend the money and we'll put a product on the field. We'll get fans in the building, get people excited again about baseball in Pittsburgh, and people will start going. Mm-hmm. Where if you just let them pocket the money every year,
yeah, like a laundromat,
you're
just enabling, the behavior.
Shout out to Coach Wells, or you do like how they do other owners. They did for the Clippers and they did for the Commanders. You get scandals on the owners and make them sell the team.
Yeah, that might work too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the Commanders. The Commanders, look what this ownership group for the Washington Commanders has done in the last couple of years. They're getting out the dump that they play in Landover, where they play home games out, and they're going to move back to the district, and they're going to move on to the same site where RFK Stadium's at. They're supposed to be creating some beautiful ballpark where the Commanders are playing, and it'll be a translucent dome, so it'll be a dome over it, so they can have all types of events there and anything. And they've done this within the last 2 years. Meanwhile, that guy who owned the Commanders, he had all types of stuff going on. And yo, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. What's up, E? What's going on, man? Coach Wells, thank you for checking in, man. Thank you for checking in. But that's what it is, man. And shame on Major League Baseball. They need to fix this. Yo, we forgot this story. I don't know how we forgot this story the other day, but we did forget this story the other day. No, this is just talking about Greg Popovich, the coach for the San Antonio Spurs. 29 years he coached San Antonio, and Popovich steps down. And this is from Yahoo Sports the other day. Greg Popovich steps down as head coach. Popovich officially steps down after 29 years as the San Antonio Spurs head coach, transitioning to the role of president of basketball operations. They call him El Jefe, emerges at the press conference introducing Mitch Johnson. Popovich humorously unveiled a T-shirt reading El Jefe. That's a Spanish name for boss for all my Spanish-speaking folks. Signaling his new position, Mitch Johnson takes the helm. Johnson, 38, has been promoted to the head coach after serving as interim coach during Popovich's absence. He led the team to a 32-45 record in that period. Popovich's endorsement expressed full confidence that Johnson stated he would have total faith in him to continue what's been started a long time ago. Popovich made his first public appearance since suffering a mild stroke back in November. While he appeared frail, he assured fans his ongoing recovery is going well. Some of the future outlook for the Spurs with Johnson at the helm, Popovich overseeing the operations. The Spurs aim to build around rising stars of Victor Wembanyama and recent acquisitions of De'Aaron Fox. That's about it. D-Dubs, what's your thoughts about Greg Popovich? I have some thoughts about him, but go ahead.
Yeah, Coach Pop, man. Coach Pop is man. He's one of the greats, man. He's gonna go down as one of the greats, man. I'm always gonna respect him because why? He beat the Miami Heat in 4 games, got him out of here 5-1. I don't remember, but he got him out of here. Him and Timmy, that Spurs team was, he had a great collection of Spurs teams, and exactly, he's the one that promoted.
Yeah, I was going there with that. That's where I was going with that. Yeah, absolutely, great coach, but yeah, he promoted this.
Yeah, he did, but I think he promoted for his guys, man. I don't think he thought this was going to be a league wide thing that just took over. He was just concerned about his team. Timmy needed a rest. Timmy was getting older. Manu and Tony. So
I could see
I get it. I get it. I don't think he was really the one trying. He was promoted for. He was doing it for his team. So I'm not going. I'll play around when I say he starts the low management, but I'm not gonna hold him solely responsible for it. But he contributed. He contributed to it.
He started it.
He started. Yeah. So
hey, what's your thoughts
nah,
about Coach Popovich? Hey, put us in the comments, man. Let me see what in your comments. Let us know where you're from, man. Let us know where you're from also in the comments, man. Thank you for everybody that's stopping by. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, but Coach Pop was he was a dog for as far as a coach, man. He's good. He and Phil Jackson, I guess, Phil got the rings, of course. But Poppers, I think right up next to him with him, Pat Riley and the boys. Yeah, so Pop, great coach.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm glad he got the Miami Heat out of there. And he was one corner jumper from Jesus Shuttleworth from doing it again.
Yeah.
I
mean, they had the trophies out and everything. They had wheels out, everything. Yo, man, that Ray Allen, man. I mean, Chris Bosh getting into it was crazy. But
definitely, man.
They had that series won, but shout outs to Miami Heat.
Shout out to Greg Popovich. Like I said, great coach, Hall of Famer, of course, 29 years, man. He had, like you said, Tim Duncan, he had David Robinson. When he first started, hey, that's a great start. So great start. Let me move on to some more news. And this happened today. Coach Saint Nick, that's what we call this, Saint Nick on this show. Nick Saban, the former Alabama head coach, Nick Saban, is expected to be the co-chair of the new Federal Commission on College Sports, initiated by President Donald Trump. Saban will be joined by Texas businessman Cody Campbell, founder of the Texas Tech Matador Club NIL Collective and chairman of the Texas Tech Board of Regents. I'm reading this in real time because I saw this and I was like, I don't know about this. Name, image, and likeness regulations. This is what the commission will focus on. Transfer portal policies, boost payments, employment status of college athletics, Title IX compliance, preservation of Olympic sports. Saban's stance on NIL, y'all probably know what it is. Saban has been a vocal critic of the current NIL landscape, expressing concerns about the lack of level playing field and the potential for programs to buy players. And then there's a potential executive order. President Trump is considering an executive order to regulate NIL payments following discussions with Saban and other college sports leaders. Impact on the Texas programs. Texas University, like the Longhorns and Aggies, which have been benefited from substantial NIL deals, may face challenges if new regulations cap or restrict NIL earnings. The commissioner's actions could reshape the future of college athletics, affecting athletic compensation, competitive balance, and the structure of collegiate sports programs. This is nationwide. All right, so I'm gonna go first. So my take on this is first. I don't know why the government is getting involved.
Donnie, we don't need you in this. I need you to take care of tariffs and everything else. I don't need you.
I don't know why the government is getting involved.
I don't get it.
I think the government should just work with the government stuff, man. But I don't understand why. So I break it down. So I get what they're trying to do. So those that know Coach Saban before he quit, he absolutely you can tell that he was going to be out because of all that was going on. So you got the NIL, you got the transfer portal. They're doing whatever they want. It's a free fall. It's crazy, and to have this, I guess, this commission, it's good. I just don't like the fact that the government is involved. The government has other pressing needs that they must deal with instead of getting to college football. D-Dubs, go ahead before I get to Dan.
Yeah, we got to deal with China, Ukraine. We got a lot of other stuff to deal with.
Tariffs over NCAA.
Why are we over here? Why are the government over here in this part? I think. Well, I was about to say I think the NCAA can manage their own, but then again,
no. Well, yeah, that's part of the reason too, right?
That's probably the problem.
Yeah, they can't manage their own stuff.
So I don't know, dog. I would say that's the only thing I don't like about that. Shout outs to Mike Brisk. I don't see the reason why. I don't feel like they should be interjecting it, into the sport. But Yeah, I'm not sure, man, what this is going to go, what's going to happen, and what's going to transpire after this. This is like I seen the comment where E said, "Uh-oh." That's all I can say. This might, I don't know what this is going to lead to.
I'm with Lackey. You know, VLAC says they have to have some kind of salary cap in college because smaller schools can never truly compete. Well, this sounds like what we just talked about, right? Baseball, right? So
but they opened Pandora's box, man. They started this. They had to know that this was going to happen. They knew. This is like, you know, we seen this already. We know.
Yeah, gotcha. Dan, go ahead.
No, to me, this is long overdue. You know, it is what it is. You know, sadly, you know, the government, it did have to get a committee or whatever executive order to get this started, but there has to be some structure to this, you know, transfer portal, NIL, all this other stuff. You know, basically you can switch a school every year for no reason.
That's crazy.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, how, like that, you know why Saban got out, because he ain't about to put up with that crap. He'd rather, you know, he's had his time, won his titles, you know, all the good stuff, and then this, you know, I don't even know what you would call this, crapshoot maybe, that, you know, you find out, hey, this guy, you know, is going to go to this school. Well, you know, case in point, the Mr. Tennessee that thought he was worth more money.
Oh yeah. What's his name? I forgot his name. Go ahead. Yes.
It was a
funny name.
Something, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
So where did he go? He signs, what was it, UCLA or one of them?
UCLA, correct.
Yeah. What happened the day he signed? The quarterback that was there
comes to Tennessee.
Hit the portal, and where'd he go? Right to Tennessee. So that's like the ability for there has to be structure. There has to be rules. There needs to be almost like a contract where, you know, if you want to pay me $4 million NIL, then my obligations are X, Y, and Z. I've committed here while the coaching staff is here, so I can't go anywhere for 2 years, or, you know, basically an employment contract with that school.
100%. Yeah, they need to be employees of the school. I agree with you, Dan. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, like he absolutely made less money because he thought too much, you know, of his worth, and he had to take what was available.
Yep. So I don't know. Yeah, Dan, I'm with you. Something has to be done about that. But you know,
it's an unfortunate that's the route that it had to happen.
Right.
Like these commissioners of each of the leagues, the SEC, the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, whatever. Like they couldn't figure this out before they just said, "Hey, woo, let it loose."
Nope. They just let it run like a pack of wild dogs, and
you take a pack of wild dogs to the dog park and take the leash off.
Right. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man, what's going on with that. Good luck to them, and hopefully something changes where they'll get a leash on that, man. So hey, shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Thank you. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from in the comments, man. And tell us what you thinking about the NCAA and what's going on with the NIL collective, and you know, players moving. You know, you also hear people, oh, but the coaches can go whenever they want to go. Silence.
That's one of the caveats to the rule.
Yeah, right. I mean,
the coach leaves, you can leave. The coach stays, you stay.
Yeah, right. Nico Lamaleva. Yes. Thank you, Coach Wells. Thank you. Appreciate that. D-Dubs, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm reading this in real time too. I got this hot off the press this afternoon. This story came at 6:20 this afternoon.
What's that?
This is your line of work, not line of work, but your lane, boxing. According to the 4-letter network, ESPN Sports, ESPN, they say this: Manny Pacquiao He's returning to the ring at age 46. D-Dubs.
Stop it.
Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is ending his nearly 4-year retirement to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight championship on July 19th in Las Vegas, according to the Bleacher Report. The bout will be available via PBC on Prime Video per pay-per-view ESPN. Pacquiao 46 last fought in August 2021, losing a unanimous decision to Yordenis Ugas. After the loss, Ugas, right? After his loss, Pacquiao announced his retirement to focus on his political career. Despite retiring,
he's like the president over there in the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. But go ahead.
Okay, Pacquiao has remained connected to boxing, participating in an exhibition match in July of last year against kickboxer Rukio Ampo. WC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed the fight, stating that Pacquiao has been cleared to compete by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Okay. Pacquiao aims to retire as a WBC champion, having won his first world title as a flyweight with the organization. Mario Barrios, 29, holds a professional record of 29-2-1 with 18 KOs. Barrios, became the full WC welterweight champion in June 2024 after Terrence Crawford moved up to super welterweight. Barrios last fought against Abel Ramos in November of 2024, and that resulted in a split draw. The co-main event will feature a match between unified junior middleweight Sebastian Fundora and Tim Suzu. And this is from TGB Promotions, has T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on hold for July 19th, but scheduled conference may move the fight to the MGM Grand Garden. D-Dubs, you're the boxing guy.
Fam, why? I just want to know why. Why? Dog, you must be, the money must be funny. And it's time, you want to come back and you fight this young kid, and this kid Barrios. Now, I mean, Barrios is okay, but he's lost a couple times here.
Shout out to E. He said put a tariff on boxing.
yeah, dog. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, the only thing about this is no, it's nothing about this. This is just, it should be Pacquiao is 40. What did you say? 49?
He's 46, sir.
46?
Yeah.
Even worse. I mean, 46, 49. No, Pacquiao, stop. I mean, he obviously he must need some bread, because that's the only reason why I could see that you're coming back. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not being checked for PEDs and everything else, that should be another thing. He gets checked for. But nonetheless, I think this is a
money grab.
Yeah, it's definitely a money grab. I mean, 4-year retirement, age 46. Yeah.
I just see him walking out to the ring like the dude from Family Guy. Was that Herbert?
Herbert, yes.
Hey, come here. Don't you run for me, silly.
Yeah. Mike Bristol said, yeah, Pac-Man ran his course. Yeah, man. I'm like,
yeah. Why are we doing this?
Listen,
is there nobody else that boxes anymore?
Well, that's the problem, Dan. See, here's the problem. The fans are barely checking after this last performance this past Friday and Saturday.
Oh, it was in Times Square though.
They're not even checking for the younger boxers. Now you bring 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Come on, fam. I don't think nobody's gonna be checking for him. There's not gonna be no buzz for this. But what do I know, man? I mean, I'm just here on this podcast here, bro.
Well, you just a YouTuber, right?
I'm just a YouTuber, man. But
yeah, so I don't know, man. He needed, like you said, money's acceptable, and they want to. No, they want it, man. So
money's funny.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Money's funny, right? So yeah. What's that
Pacquiao
whole song they used to sing?
Man, Pacquiao had enough. Pacquiao had enough. He fought enough to have a nice,
comfortable life.
Correct. And unfortunately, that's what happens. And you know, I mean, he's trying to feed everybody, you know, in a whole nother country. You can't
You can't do the whole GDP over there and try to, you know.
Well, Manning probably tried to, man. He probably tried to take care of everybody over there. So, but yeah, kudos to him. Shout out to him.
Shout out
Wish
to
him
him,
well.
man.
I hope he don't get hurt.
That's the only thing, right? Yeah, these guys doing their thing. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, like you said, man. Yeah, Mike Bristol. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Shout out to Mike Mills. Mike Mills had the telestrator out last night.
Mike Millie, what's up,
detailing
baby?
the play. You know, we're gonna get into that tonight. Hopefully Ryan will be on shortly. I know we just talking on Manny Pacquiao fighting again, but I like to give people their flowers, man. We have our group chat among us, and those that watch the Knicks game. Shout out to Mike Bristol for bringing us up real quick. Watch the Knicks game, and I said it earlier. There was a play. The Celtics were down. I believe, by 2 points, and Brunson was on Al Horford. Brunson fell. Tatum took the ball all the way to the corner, and Mike took his little pen, highlighted. Brunson's on the floor. Horford standing right underneath the basket. What does Tatum do? He shoots a 3-point shot, which according to their analytics, that's the high percentage shot. What did Tatum missed? Knicks get the rebound. Mike, I like to give people their flies. Greetings and salutations to you, my brother. How are you tonight, sir?
Greetings. I'm chilling. Celtics was up 5 at that point. They was up 5, but they hadn't scored in 5 minutes. So, you know.
And hadn't scored a field goal in 7 plus minutes, which is crazy. Sure. But, you know, that according to their analytics, when you shoot the ball, that's a high percentage play, and going to the hoop is that's a low percentage play because that's only 2 points.
And for the record, this is a Mets hat, not a Knicks hat. For the record.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. All right, Mike.
Nah, I didn't want. Listen, I didn't. Nah, not gonna put the team swapper hat on me. No.
Oh, no doubt, Mike Bristol. We are absolutely working on a new logo. Thank you, man, for checking us out. Thank you for all those that's in the comments, man. Let us know where you at, where you calling from, where you at in the chat. Let us know what's going on. Let me go on to another Pittsburgh story. We didn't forget. Well, yeah, I guess we did, but we had caught up. Dan, your Steelers, they traded Pickens. Me and you talked about this a little bit on the phone the other day, but I'll just talk about it from Yahoo Sports, and this is from Kate Magzuik. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She says the Dallas Cowboys acquired George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers in a trade Wednesday morning. The Cowboys confirmed as part of the deal. The Cowboys also received a 2026 sixth-round draft pick from the Steelers. Pittsburgh will receive a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick from Dallas in the trade. Pickens, 24, is entering the final year of his rookie contract, having functioned at the wide receiver one in Pittsburgh following the trade of Dante Johnson to the Carolina Panthers last season. Pickens tallied 900 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns on 103 targets over 14 games in 2024, struggling as he has through most of his young career with inconsistent quarterback play. Pickens posted his best campaign in 2023 when he totaled 1,140 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns on 106 targets, leading the NFL averaging 18.1 yards per reception. Over his 3 seasons, Pickens has caught passes from Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph, as Pittsburgh has struggled to find an answer at quarterback following Big Ben's retirement in 2021. The Steelers have 3 quarterbacks on the roster coming out of the draft, including Rudolph, career backup Skylar Thompson, and rookie Will Howard, who was selected in the 6th round of this year's draft. The Steelers has been hoping to sign 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who visited the facility and met with head coach Mike Tomlin in March, though no contract has been signed to date. Dan, why did y'all trade Pickens?
Hey, what do you think? The headache ain't worth the talent is not worth the headache.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yep. And if we've learned anything, AB, Claypool, Deontay Johnson.
I saw that stat the other day.
Martavius Bryant. Yo, you could be good as anybody in the league, but if you're a pain in the ass and you're not producing, you're gone. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall on this when he was doing his little tantrums on the sideline. You know, it's what they do. If you're not going to be a team player, then I guess you got to go.
Gotta go. Yeah.
I thought they would have got a little more for him. I mean,
I did too. I was like, that's it.
But everybody knows he's a problem. So it's kind of hard to disguise that.
Gotcha. Mike Mills, your thoughts on Pickens getting out your division now? He's somebody else's problem. He's my problem now.
I know they wasn't going to trade him to us because I'll be like, why don't we ever get these wide receiver deals that when they be trying to give receivers away? I know they wasn't going to give them to us, but this just makes the Steelers offseason as confusing. It's like the two S teams. The Steelers and the Seahawks have had the most confusing off seasons I've seen in a while. It just... Like, I get NFL young boy was an issue. Like, I get it. But now you only got one receiver and no quarterback. Unless you're going to put Mason Rudolph out there. But that's not going to get you shit. And then Kenny Pickett, he wanted to leave so he could be a starter. But now he's in Cleveland where if he'd have just got his shit together, he could have had a DK Metcalf to throw at. So then that's also the issue. And then I don't see it all the way. If they're going to pick up Rodgers, I wonder what they think they're going to get. I mean, Mike Tomlin is Mr. 500. He's just like Kirk Cousins. So maybe that's what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to trade for Kirk Cousins, and we don't know about it. But I don't see the whole picture. They're going to have to do the rest before I could really give an idea on it. I don't understand it all the way.
Gotcha. Shout out to Mike Bristol. He said if Tomlin couldn't manage Pickens, good luck once Dak makes him mad. and E says, hey, he won't get that answer in Dallas either.
Now, Dak only throw one way, so we're gonna see.
Yeah, shout out to the Cowboys.
I will say that the kid from Michigan, was it Roman Wilson? He should be healthy by now. I mean, he was out all last year pretty much. And then they get who's the kid they got? Was it Kentucky receiver? He was undrafted. He looked pretty good. But right. they got some guys to fill in. And I'm sure, Randall Cobb's probably sitting around somewhere that they could pick him up. And who's the other one that he played?
Y'all got Robert Woods? Okay.
Yeah. It's more about the quarterback, and I'd rather go with Will Howard than sign Aaron Rodgers.
Oh well, Dan, I'm with you on that one. I think, because what are we waiting for? If Rodgers is going to be the guy, if he's going to be the guy,
do you want to play football or not? Do you want to be a Steeler or not? It's
pretty simple, right?
Yeah, like either you want to be here or you don't. So either sign or kick rocks, pretty much.
Well, I guess Aaron Rodgers says he's got to tap into his inner whatever he has to tap into. So
he needs to go have one of those dark retreats again.
That's some ayahuasca.
Man, that's just crazy, man. But wish him well. Wish him well, man. Gotcha. Let me move on to MLB baseball. Manny Pacquiao. That really messed me up. I said, why is Manny fighting? Why? Man,
it messed me up too. I had to go.
That do like Floyd. You go to Saudi Arabia and come back with $100 million.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's definitely crazy. Let me move back on to baseball here. I had the power rankings here. I did have them up. I don't know what happened to them, but the power rankings.
You got them?
No, go ahead, pull them up for me if you can.
I'll do that
or improvise.
Oh, go ahead. I'm trying to find them now. We both trying to find it at the same time.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, just
go
to
ahead.
update, Washington's up 1-0 against Carolina halfway through the second. That was it. Michael, I think it was, got basically a breakaway from the blue line and roofed one. So they're up 1-0.
Gotcha, man. Hey, if you're watching, man, I met a gentleman in Harris Teeter this afternoon. His name is Andrew. Andrew, if you're watching, man, good meeting you, brother, man. He's from Jersey, man. He said he'd be checking this out. He's a Nets fan. Ian was talking about how the Nets probably should have stayed in Brooklyn. In New Jersey and not moved to Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
They got finagled. Yeah, they got finessed by Jay-Z. And now nobody goes. In the beginning it was all hype, Brooklyn and Jay-Z and Jay Hove only owed like 3% of the team.
Oh man, come on.
He sold them and it's out. Me, you and Mike know that's a Knicks town. It's never going to be a Nets town. They should have
left them over the bridge
and went to the Prudential Center like the Devils.
Left them where they stand.
I
got them for you. The LA
ahead,
Dodgers is number 1 in the power rankings. Previously ranked number 2, and with the New York Mets right behind them, number 2. The San Diego Padres are number 3 with 23-13 record. They was previously ranked number 4. The Chicago Cubs, 22-16 start to the season, ranked 4 in the power rankings, and number 5, Detroit Tigers, 23-13. The San Francisco Giants, 24-14, ranked 6. The New York Yankees, ranked 7th in their power rankings at 21-16. The Philadelphia Phillies, 21-15, ranked number 8. We got the Seattle Mariners, 22-14 at number 9. At number 10, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks at 19-18. At number 11, we have the Kansas City Royals at number 11. Number 12, we got the Boston Red Sox with the 19-19 record, 500. The Cleveland Guardians, I keep on wanting to call them the Cleveland Indians, at number 13 with the 22-15 record. At number 14, the Atlanta Braves, 17-19 record at number 14. The Cincinnati Reds at number 15 at 500, 19-19. It's Houston Astros at 16. And with the 18-18 record, the Milwaukee Brewers, 19-19 record. The Athletics at number 18 with a 20-18 record. The Texas Rangers at 18-19 record. And we're going to stop here at the Tampa Bay Rays at number 20 at 16-20. And that's your power rankings, 1 through 20.
Major League Baseball power rankings. Thank you, D-Dubs, for that. Still early. As you can see, the Pirates fired their guy. Yeah. But like Dan said earlier, man, what do you want the guy to do, man? He doesn't get much stat. That's a good point. E made a good point. Had they stayed in New Jersey, had the Nets stayed in New Jersey, and you talking to myself, E, who's a New Yorker, D-Dubs, and Mike Mills, they absolutely would have had more of an identity in New Jersey.
I like them better in Jersey.
Better than being in staying in Brooklyn.
Absolutely. I think
I will say it again. The Knicks run the city. Always. I don't even care if Brooklyn would have won a championship.
Yeah. I don't care because the Knicks got the 5 boroughs. Listen, it's only a one basketball town. It's not. It's
really only Brooklyn Nets fans that I know for sure. Brooklyn Nets fans are those that just hopped on the bandwagon and those that are under 10 years old. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
I know a couple of 40 and 50-year-old. I don't know. They just,
Well, because they love the Knicks and they kept stop. They they don't want to be heartbroken, so they say we're close.
They jumped ship, man, and went over to Brooklyn, but it's not working, bro. I'm sorry.
He said he'll sign a petition right now.
They still got the orange and blue in the closet. I know they about to pull it out here shortly, but
they got the orange and blue in their closet.
Yeah, they never went nowhere.
Yeah, they never went nowhere, man. So they just they just holding on. Man.
And then I don't like them that black and white the Nets got. I don't like that. I never liked it.
Me either, Mike.
I never liked it.
I tried. And I said, nah, this ain't it.
I didn't like the jersey. I still don't like the jerseys. I like the Biggie jersey. That's about it. The rest of them shits they can keep. No, that gray one is okay too. The gray
even
one
with Kyrie and Durant was there, man. I still didn't. It's still the juice. Nah.
The jersey's bad. Yeah, just it's a
Sit
bad
on that
product.
Hova juice.
Yeah,
I don't even like the floor. The floor is terrible. I don't even like the floor.
Hova, yeah.
The
Yeah,
logo
man,
is terrible.
Hey, man.
Nets go back to New Jersey. Go
Pack them up.
Yeah,
Pack
I
'em
like
up.
Charles Barkley talking about Phoenix. Everything
Pack them
terrible.
up.
Everything
Pack them up.
Pack them up. Go to play in the Prudential Center with the Nets.
With the
Devils.
With the
Yeah.
Devils.
Let the Liberty have that arena, please. Let the Liberty have.
Yeah,
it.
you know what I'm saying.
I like watching them there. They caught fire. I like their colors. Y'all colors.
Yeah.
Shit. Go back.
Yeah,
please.
and we'll be talking about the WNBA next Tuesday. Is that right, Dan? Is it next Tuesday? Yeah, next Tuesday we'll be talking about the WNBA. We're doing a preview about the WNBA, so make sure you tune in for that. Yeah, we're talking about the Women's National Basketball Association, and we're getting ready for this new year. This new year should be fire. You got, of course, Caitlin Clark. She's coming back. Paige Becker, she's back. They got a couple other rookies. A lot of people don't understand this, and I just was privy to it too. You know, some of the rookies on some of these teams are getting cut, and that's because maybe Dan can help me on that. There's a reason why some of these rookies are getting cut. Go ahead.
They're drafting people that they don't have spots for.
What?
You got so they added one team, so that's 12 more players.
Right.
Okay.
So they had 144, so that's what 156.
Yep.
So case in point, Fever drafted I think 2 or 3 players, and with the salary cap that they have, money wise, like unless they get rid of somebody that's making big money, they're not going to be able to keep those rookies. So like you had what Bree Hall and the other girl just got cut, and then you still got Timmons there, and it's like at best one of them is going to make the team, but they don't have the spots, and that's like was the Valkyries, the girl that they drafted from Maryland.
Yes,
she didn't even play in a preseason game. She was cut before
she got cut on Sunday, I believe. Was it Saturday or Sunday? A lot of people was outraged, but that's because they don't, like you said, they don't know the rules of the WNBA.
And it's just you have good talented players. Like, you know, if you weren't in the top probably 6 or 8, it's going to be hard for you to make a team. Like for Kate Martin last year to get drafted by the Vegas in the second round and actually didn't get cut, made the team, you know, that's not very, you know, rare, or it's a rare occurrence, I would think, because there's just so many talented women in that league.
Agreed.
There's not a lot of spots that are open.
So they have to go overseas?
Yeah.
Who knows? Because I saw the thing where, you know, this is, you know, the other person that has that logo, the self-induced title is ours.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not going to mention this other person because it's in the same vein as that. Is that what I care about what they say? But they were all up in arms that the Fever cut South Carolina's Bree Hall, and I'm like, well, when they drafted her, there wasn't really a spot for her. Like she plays guard. You got Caitlin Mitchell, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hall. You got Sophie Cunningham. You got Colston, who they picked up. I'm trying to think who else they got.
Ain't no room at the end. Pack up.
I mean, and those girls can play multiple positions.
Right.
Like they can all pretty much play 1 through 4 or 1 through 3. So where does she fit in?
She doesn't.
You know, that's why I think that draft is kind of a travesty, because these girls, you know, that's their dream of theirs to get drafted into the WNBA and all that. And then like 2 weeks later, it's over because there's nowhere for them to play. Like the girls that actually stayed, like, was it Olivia Miles? There's going to be 2 more teams next year. So that's another 24 spots that open up. So, you know, there'll be more opportunity next year, but it's just a limited amount of players. Like some of these girls can get picked up mid-season if there's injuries and stuff like that, but you know, it is what it is.
Eric makes a good point. Being that the WNBA is popping now, nobody's leaving. So
Can't have it both ways, right? I mean,
that's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
I don't have my. Go ahead, D-Dubs. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying business is good, right?
Yeah, sometimes scarcity is a good thing, right? As the DA always says. So, I don't have my sound effects with me being in. I'm traveling. Hey, shout out to CLT Airport, man. For yo, they really made some leaps and bounds. I know I'm just kind of just saying some random stuff today, but I feel good today. And shout out to CLT. They got their stuff together, man.
What?
Looking good.
Yeah, CLT is
Well, when was the last time you flew out CLT?
last year.
No. All jokes aside, I absolutely have been a critic of it. They've made some really major improvements in there, man. So shout out to Charlotte Douglas Airport for getting their stuff together, man. This is not a promo, so it might be a clip. Who knows?
You was flying in or flying out? You flew in.
I flew in today, yeah.
Oh, wait till you fly out. You'll see.
Oh no. Listen, I already know. Listen, Mike, I already know already how they get down.
Coming in is easy. When you try to leave out that ball,
when I go back, that's why I gotta leave some of that's why I gotta leave some of this equipment here.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to.
Because they're gonna say, oh no, you can't take this, that. So I already know what it is. So yeah, and I got pre-check. And pre-check, when I left this morning from South Florida this morning, it took them all but 2 minutes. I know when I go here, the pre-check, I think I read it the other day, the pre-check line at CLT is longer than the regular line. How is that so?
These boys horrible. They just, I don't know, man. Like people be like, oh yeah, JFK is terrible. I'll be like, what? JFK, I'm in and out 15 minutes. Here, coming in, like trying to leave out of here, boy. You would think they would think you trying to blow up the airport or something. Like, bro, come on. I don't got time for this.
Hey, one time I had some Publix. What did I have? I had some Publix yogurt. Yogurt and strawberries in it. And strawberries banana. They say, nah, you can't take that on. I was yogurt?
Okay, they wouldn't even let me take frosting on, bro. They say no. I had a cake. I had a cake for you, right? Your mom's had a cake. Yeah, take the cake down to the boy. Take the cake, man. They threw the frosting out, B.
I didn't even know that, bro. Man, I'm gonna
get
some frosting tomorrow, bro.
Yeah. They threw the frosting out, man. So, the frosting won't make it. So, yo.
Really? Oh, so that's why I had to get frosting for my own cake. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Frosting they little different at CLT, man. You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a bunch of the stuff here. I'm gonna leave all the stuff here.
You better not take nothing with you, boy. I'm telling you.
They
just have your real ID with you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm good. No, listen, I'm good. I did see somebody down at FLL today. They say, hey, this is not your real ID, and she was like, what do you mean? I've had it for 5 years. I said, well, no, they told you to update it.
Yo, fam, they made it like such a big deal here. Like it was about the world was going to end if you didn't have this real ID.
Get your real ID.
That shit is really crazy. People talking about passport. Nah, you need a real ID. I'm like, you still need a passport.
Yeah.
What's wrong
I
with
said
y'all?
passport trumps everything. What are you talking about? You good. You still good.
No, real ID.
Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I just flicked out my passport card anyway, so I
ain't planning on flying right now, so I'm good.
So anyway, let's move on. Get our airport reviews here. Dan with the hockey, Dan with the NHL players. Dan, go ahead, bro. I love this show.
That's funny. Right now, still 1-0 Washington. Looks like they're getting a power play here with 4:52 left in the period. So we'll see if they can Carolina can get past this and get out of the period still down 1. But I'm not sure how much you went into the other day. But, we had Winnipeg in a Game 7 beating St. Louis to move on. And then we had Dallas beating Colorado to move on. So Dallas and Winnipeg are playing against each other. And then, of course, Vegas and Edmonton won their series. They'll be playing later tonight. And then as we are speaking, we got Carolina and Washington playing right now. So Carolina got rid of New Jersey and Washington got rid of Montreal. And then Toronto and Florida are playing their series. So Toronto beat Ottawa and Tampa beat Florida. But I just want to go back to what was it, the game that they had the other day, Dallas and Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great Game 7. And
yes, it was.
As crazy as it is, like how weird it had to been to go through that handshake line after the game and shake Rantanen's hand.
Shout out to Miko.
And after he just bullied you in the third period, he had a point in every goal. He had the hat trick and an assist. They won 4-3. And just the game that he had, and like to think that guy could still be on your roster, should still be on your roster, but just like Nico did, they just like, yeah, let's trade him. We're going to trade him to Carolina. He don't want to go there, but we're going to trade him there.
He stayed there. How long he stayed there?
A couple weeks. And, I guarantee you Dallas is loving the fact that they got this dude. Because I think their one line is just all Finnish players, like Rantanen, Heiskanen, and what was the other guy? I'm trying to think who the third guy is. But, I mean, he's been playing out of his mind. Like, he single-handedly beat Winnipeg last night. They won. Dallas won 3-2, and he had another hat trick.
I told you on the phone earlier, man, how Dallas Mavericks fans were mad that Luka went, and I say, hey man, y'all good, man. Y'all got Miko, man. And damn, Luka's gone. You got Miko, man. So hey, shout out to the Dallas Stars for making it work, man. Go ahead, Dan.
But I just thought that was just kind of like full circle moment probably for him, being like, you didn't want me. Now I bet you got a different idea about that after I just dogged you for the third period. And then the Winnipeg St. Louis game, the game 7 that they had, that was an awesome game too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like what we always say, or at least I always say, it's never a bad play to shoot the puck on net. And I'm trying to think who took the shot. It was might have been Poink that took the shot from the point. That thing had to have been probably 3 feet wide, and it grazed Sundqvist's, I think, like leg, and changed directions and went in for the game winner. And you get to see the disbelief on their faces that are like, that's how it ended. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I still think the winner of the Colorado Dallas series was going to be the one that goes to the Cup final. So I still think Dallas is the team to beat. The other series, Vegas, they were up in that game, and Edmonton. I don't know if this is like the recipe for them that they want to play with, but that was the 5th straight game that they had to come from behind to win in the playoffs, which is, I believe, is a record.
What you said, the 5th time?
They were down 2-0 to LA.
Oh yeah, that's right. Against the Kings,
and won 4 straight. And here's the turning point in that series. LA absolutely had Skinner figured out. Like he couldn't stop LA. They went to Pickard and put him in, and they couldn't figure out how to get the puck past him. And fortunately for Edmonton, they had Pickard. But, they did have to come from behind in those games, but he kept the games close. Like, I think if they stayed with Skinner in that series, LA would have moved on. But Edmonton, now they're playing Vegas. They won game 1.
Yep.
They're playing at 9:30 tonight, so we'll see how that goes in Vegas. But I still think Dallas is the team to beat out of the Western Conference. And then the Eastern Conference, the conundrum for me is, Toronto's up 2-0.
They're not worried. They're not worried down here. They're not worried. Well, I'm not down there. They're not worried.
Said I'm not worried either. One, it's the Leafs. They want to make it as painful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they go up 3-0 and then lose 4 straight.
Has that ever been done in hockey?
I believe it's probably been.
We'll have to check on that. D-Dubs, can you check on has any team in the NHL playoffs, have they won 4 straight to win either the Cup or a playoff series?
But the thing is like Florida, they were asleep for the first 2 periods in the first game, and they came back, and they ended up losing that game 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
And then, was it last night? They end up losing 4-3. But they came out and they played good. They just got to stay out of the box. They were taking bad penalties. They had good momentum. They skated hard. They were moving the puck, forechecking, and then they get all this pressure, and then somebody take a penalty, and have to start all over again. So. But I want to go back to like game 1. So I got to see bits and parts of it. But the hubbub of Bennett running into Stolars, the goaltender, everybody was making a huge deal out of it, like he should be suspended and everything. And I watched the highlight clip from above the side, during the game, and he barely grazed him. He did. He barely touched him. Like I've seen goaltenders. I've seen Lucic absolutely run Miller for Buffalo. Right by the faceoff dot when he came out and played. That's hitting the goaltender. Where he hit him was like on the side of the mask. But he went to the bench. Then they were showing it on the bench, like while it was at a break for them scraping the ice with the shovels. So they had the camera on him, and he's hunched over the bench. And they had a bucket there so that he could throw up.
Hey, I'm sorry. Real quick, Dan. You said coming back from 3-0 down to win the cup
or a series.
Or a series. Well, right now to win the Stanley Cup was the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs, who came back from 3-0 deficit to win the series.
That's probably their last cup.
So that was in 1942.
Yeah, there you're an ass.
Let me check on that. The rest of that, but a series. Okay, go ahead.
But I don't think that hit had anything to do with the condition that Stolars was in, because probably a little bit before that, I can't remember the Florida player that took the shot, but he absolutely got drilled in the mask, like to where it popped the clips on where they clip it on the back to hold it on their head, where it popped the clips off and fell off his head, and they had to blow the whistle. And you could see when he came up, like put his head up, that he kind of like got that grimace or wince, like, what's going on? And that's something that you don't want to take a goalie out in the playoffs, but at the same time, you want to keep his health in the best interests of the team. And I think it was more of that than it was anything that caused the issue for Stolars. And they brought in Wall, and then all of a sudden, that's when Florida kicked it up a notch, and they were able to claw back into that game. And I thought Walt did a good job last night of kind of settling down and making the saves that he needed to make to give Toronto the opportunity to close that game out. In this Canes Washington series, I know you're hoping your
1-0,
Canes,
right?
Yep, still 1-0, but that's gonna be this series. It's gonna be 1-0 or 2-1, or on a good night 3-2. Like there's not going to be a ton of scoring in this, just because these teams are very good defensively. They got good defensemen on both sides. Right. Goaltending. Both of them are very. Logan Thompson and Freddie Anderson. He just got an extension, I think, for next year. Hopefully he can stay healthy, because when he's healthy, he's fantastic. So that series, I think, is going to be a nail biter. He might get a little more grade in that goatee. But that's how they did game 1. They hung around. They got the game tied, and they went to overtime. And I think it was Slavin just threw an easy, probably 60-mile-an-hour wrist shot at the net. And there were so many bodies in front. Somehow it didn't touch anything. Just kind of floated in flat on the ice. Boom, right under the Thompson's leg pad and in the net. And that's game. So, especially in overtime, you just put everything to the cage. Because it could, like Rantanen, the goal he scored against Colorado, he was coming around behind the net. He was falling down. There's no way he gets a wraparound on that. but he gets it around far enough to where he puts the puck out front, and it right on the front of Girardi's skate blade, hit his toe, and boom, right back into the net. If he moves his foot, that's not a goal.
Nope.
You know, and it may be a different outcome. But so far, all these series have been very good and close games. Not a lot of
high scoring, not a lot.
Not a blowout.
Blowouts, right? Correct.
You know, because like I was watching the first game of Toronto and Florida, and there was like, I don't know, 6 seconds left, and the puck's in the far corner, and good old Chucky, he over there trying to rile up Mitch Marner, you know, give him a cross check to the back, a little whack on the legs, you know. That series is going to be interesting. I think that one's going to be very physical, and I think that's why you say, oh, people in South Florida aren't worried. We know this story. They're going to hit you, and they're going to continue to hit you,
grind you down
the entire series. Now they're going back to South Florida, you know, a couple home games down there. You know, depending on what happens in game 3, they say they win game 3, and boom, back in game 4, they're right back in the series. And now they got you worn down, you know, another 120 minutes of getting pounded into the glass. But that series should be a very physical. There'll be a little bit more scoring in there,
right?
But I still like Florida.
I
know they're down too, but I still like them.
I think they're gonna win the series 4-2. To be honest,
as I say that in Toronto gear.
Well, we all know. Well, if you don't know, for those that this is your first time watching the show, Dan is he's a Pirate fan, a Penguin fan, and
he's a troll master.
He's troll master Dan. That's his name.
I support hockey. My team's not in the playoffs, so I had to pick one.
I might have to get a Panthers hat. Yeah. Right.
So I'm repping Toronto. I'm trying to get them over the hump. You know, get out of that second round for the first time in like 30 years.
Will you wear a Dallas Cowboy hat this year for the same reason?
Hell no. I'll wipe my ass with it, but I'm not going to wear it. Hell no. But like the Vegas Edmonton series, that I think that's going to be a good one too.
Okay.
Because you got McDavid and Draisaitl, and somehow they can just magically produce points and goals when they need them in the last couple minutes. It's just crazy, the pressure that they put on teams late in the game. But I don't think Winnipeg really has a chance against Dallas. You know, they were the President's Trophy winner. Time for the curse to come fruition. I see probably like Dallas, Edmonton in the East.
You mean Edmonton in the West?
Or the West. And then I like Carolina against Washington. Because Carolina's a volume team. Volume hits, volume shots. They just keep coming at you. And I think they can take advantage of Washington in that regard.
Right.
So I like Carolina, Florida, and say Dallas and Edmonton for the two conference finals.
Okay. All right. Shout out. Anything else? All right. That's right, Dan. You got Sullivan is the new coach for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Right. What you got for us, man?
Ex Pirate. I mean, Penguin.
Look, he did very well. He's the best coach, winningest coach in Penguins history. He was there probably 10 plus years. Where
did we get it right, Dan?
For a couple years.
Okay.
And, you know, until you at the point where you need to start playing some younger guys. Because that's not going to happen.
Well, he says he likes his scorers. He's in tune with Panarin and Zibanejad and Fox.
And I thought, like I said, I think that you know, like we always say in hockey, you can't fire 22 guys.
Right.
It's always the coach. So I don't know if the message wasn't being received anymore. You know, where they kind of tune them out. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of like with Laviolette, they just kind of tuned him out. Like Yeah, he's talking, but I don't all I hear is Charlie Brown's teacher. Yeah. So, they were in the same rut. Unlike the Steelers, they're not satisfied with how things are going. Yeah, we played good this year. We almost made the playoffs. Well, we didn't. And this is like the third year in a row. Crosby still scored 90 points a season at 35 or 37. You're wasting this guy's career. You have to get better.
Right.
So time to bring in a new coach or a coaching staff. And, we got a bazillion draft picks, I think, in the next 3 years. I think we got like 26 picks in the top 3 rounds, and I hope they kind of do what St. Louis did to Edmonton last year, where they use those draft picks to sign restricted free agents where the compensation is draft picks, like to offer sheets. Because what's his name? The defenseman for Edmonton. And then him and Broberg and what's the other cat's name? Hathaway, I think. But they signed them both to offer sheets, and that's kind of like why St. Louis made the deal they did at the deadline or whatever. Was they knew they were going to need that second round pick as compensation for if they signed the offer sheet and then Edmonton didn't match it, they would have to give them that draft pick. So they can do a job to get the Penguins better quicker, kind of like the Capitals did with their quick turnaround. Right. But as far as Sully and and as a Rangers coach, I mean, he's going to demand a lot of them. Yeah. I mean, defensively and structurally, but they already have great players on that team. Like whatever the debacle was that they had last year, going from conference final to not going to the playoffs, and this how they crumbled there towards the end of the season. I don't think that you're going to see that happen with him behind the bench. Like he will sit players for other veterans, not young guys, but I think like you're gonna.
And he's been in New York before.
I think
before he got the Penguins job with the stint with y'all, he was actually one of his assistant coaches.
Yeah, I think he'll do fine there, and I think he'll improve. I mean, think about it this way: he was able to do what he did in Pittsburgh, and we haven't had a goalie in like 5 years. Now you got Igor. You got one of the best in the league. You got to shore up that defense, with the defensemen. And, sometimes you have that down year after having a great year. Because if you made it to the conference finals, you played late in the season. Mm-hmm. So, and like I said, defensively, you guys were it was crazy to me when you looked at the plus minus numbers of your guys. And like Zibanejad was like minus 30. I mean, that's crazy. They couldn't play 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, even strength.
Right.
But I think he'll do well. I think the Rangers will have a bounce back year this year with him as the coach. It just depends on who else he brings with him. Like as far as the power play coach and a defensive coach and the forwards coach. It would be interesting to see. Because I know, Seattle got rid of Blasma. So
he was coach there 2 years, 3 years?
I think that was his only year.
Okay.
And it'd be interesting to see what happens with that team too, because I don't know if you follow along, but Jessica Campbell was the first female coach for Seattle, and now the head coach is gone. Now what? The new coach coming in, keep them, or is she going to move on somewhere else?
We'll see. We'll see. Anything else, Dan, before we move on to the National Basketball Association?
No, I think that's it.
They had the NFL draft lottery, the NHL draft lottery. Looks like the Islanders got the number 1 pick, and San Jose 2. San Jose probably should have got all the picks.
Well, the Islanders moved up, I think, 10 spots.
Okay,
that's the most that you can move up. They had like a 3% chance of getting the top pick.
Right. Because I know they was close towards the playoffs, but they finished on the outs.
And I think the last time that they had the top pick, I want to say it was either DiPietro or Tavares is who they picked.
DiPietro was a bad dude.
I think it was DiPietro. Yeah, that was 2000 something. Well, I just seen that.
Okay,
might have been 2007 or something.
Oh, yeah, that right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I just thought that was hilarious. It was like the last time they picked first, they picked Tavares, and every time he goes there with Toronto, he gets the business. Like they're still pissed off about that.
I think, man, you talked about that. I was like, man, y'all still mad? The man has moved on. Why are we still mad? So I don't know, man. Anything else, Dan, before we move on?
Yep, that's it.
Appreciate you, Dan. I don't have your sound with me because I don't have my stream deck with me tonight. But
sorry. The Ducks hired Joel Quenneville.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I just saw that on the ticker.
Yeah. Okay. So that means they all is forgiven about Doug Quenneville or whatever happened. That's why he didn't get the Florida
Chicago
job.
mess. Yep.
Well, he was in Florida for like 2 seconds, and after they found that out, they got rid of him. So and got who they got? Maurice now. So
yeah, Paul Maurice.
Yeah, so they're good, man. So all right, Dan. Appreciate you as always, man. Go ahead, sir.
John Tavares, 2009.
Yeah, and they're still pissed that Tavares is a Leaf. Yeah. So, yep. Anyway, the NBA. We got my main man Ryan D'Souza. What up, brother? What's going on tonight, man? Talk to us about the NBA, man. So what we're going to start off with. Go ahead.
This great NBA.
No, I mean, the ratings are great.
Everything is great, man.
Where you want me to start, man? I mean, y'all still complaining about too many threes. His rating is great.
Talk your talk, bro.
Go ahead. Have your talk, man. Get off your chest, bro. Go ahead.
Talk your talk, man.
I mean, the ratings are great. I still gotta hear there's too much threes. The product still sucks, but the ratings are the best in 20 years, and other sports ratings are down. But I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, talk.
Go ahead, you got it.
Man, I'm just Joshua, man. Nah, man. Hey, just listen, we've had some great games. We've had some blowout games. You know what I'm saying? We had great series. We had series that teams got swept. So, it's been up and down, but it's been exciting, man. Just an exciting series. And I'll start right with you guys. You guys as the New York Knicks, man. Shocking up 2-0 against the defending champion Boston Celtics, who shoot too many threes. But they won a championship doing that. So, let's kind of pump the brakes a little bit and, thinking that they're done. They got tons of wide open shots that they just missed. And for them shooting that bad and to lose in overtime and by 1 point, that says something, man. So I think, obviously game 3 is huge, but I think if they get game 3, it's, they could probably win the next 4 games. That's how how good they are. If they shot that bad and to still be up by 20 in both games. But I give kudos to the Knicks. They take advantage of them getting cold. They don't panic. The Knicks don't panic. The Knicks walk them down. And it seems like that's the strategy. Let's get to crunch time. And let's let the, crunch time player of the year, Mr. Clutch, take us home. But in game 2, man, like everybody contributed. I think Tibbs' substitutions was excellent. I think Tibbs outcoached Mazzulla. Even when they were trying to go to the hacker Mitch, Tibbs was like, keep falling. Keep falling. And then right when they got in the penalty, they took Mitch out. So now you just defeated the purpose, because what Mazzulla was to do is you want to get in the penalty first, and then don't show your hand when you're not in the penalty yet. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to foul, and then when Mitch is on the court, when you're in the penalty, then you're fouling. But everybody knew what was going on. So Tibbs did a good job substituting. I know, hey, we all get on Tibbs about his substitutions and lack of playing people, but everybody came in and did their job. I think Mitch was big. He had a great plus minus. He
was plus 19 last night. Plus 19. Yeah, that was huge.
Just excellent. And I want to say, yes, the Boston Celtics missed a bunch of wide open shots. Tons. And the game is still right there for them to win. But I have to give credit to the Knicks, because in those crunch time situations, game one, you saw Brunson moving his feet and not letting guys get by him, and giving that all out effort on the defensive end. Mitch came in. Mitch came in in game two last night and had to guard up top. The shot prior where Tatum blew right by him, kind of caught everybody off guard a little bit, and Mitch was flat-footed. But then on the last play of the game, Mitch was out there. He forced him to go back left, and then made a tough shot. And kudos to the Knicks. Boston in games 1 and 2 on the final possession didn't even get a shot off. And kudos to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges was having a horrible game. He had 0 points going into the fourth quarter, and then he ended up scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. He made me think about them draft picks. I was like,
yeah, bro. So shout out to the Knicks. But is this series over? I hope a lot of Knicks fans don't think the series is over, because, like I said, man. They can hit you
till it's over, man. It ain't over till it's over.
They can hit you with that. Like I said, if they just shoot a half decent percentage, they win comfortably. You know what I mean? So
that's why I'm not jumping out the window, because I've been here before. We've seen this. Yo, man, anything can happen. Right, and it's still early.
Right, and like I said too, like in my opinion, I think. I think Boston's battle tested. We've seen them go down 0-3 to Miami in 2023, 0-3, and win 3 straight games, right? And then we saw them play this way and dominate the playoffs last year. So, kudos to the Knicks, man. The Knicks made every big play in crunch time, and that's a sign of a good team. They know where they're going. They know that Brunson's going to have the ball in their hands. Everybody plays their role. I liked what Cat did in game 2. I just like what everybody did. Everybody played a role. Tibbs made good substitutions when he had to, and yeah, I'm just super impressed with the Knicks, because you're down 20 in the third quarter, man. You can easily. I mean, that's not a Tibbs team. Tibbs teams are always going to play hard. The Knicks play with a lot of heart. And speaking of heart, man, you got to love Josh Hart, man. That guy does everything. Man. He does everything, bro. He does everything for the Knicks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, shout out to Josh. I gotta give Josh Hart his flowers, man, because he just competes on every possession. Right, he never wants to come out the game. You want rebounds, he'll get you rebounds. I mean, the guy is like 6'4" and averages like 9 rebounds a game, like 8.5 on the season, something crazy like that. You want assists, he can get you assists. Then, if you want to do all the dirty work, he's getting loose balls. He's drawing charges. He's attacking the rim. He's a one-man fast break on the rebound, and he's just taking it right to the hoop. So I have to tip my cap to Josh Hart. And the thing is, both teams, right? Both teams can play better. Both teams are pretty much struggling out there, right? Because for Boston to get a 20-point lead, that means the Knicks are struggling. At one point, the Knicks had like 31 points with like 3 minutes left in the second half. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the first half, excuse me, right before halftime. So they were struggling, and then Boston struggled. So it's just a game of runs.
Game yet? Yeah.
Not from any of the teams. We haven't seen a complete runs. But kudos to the Knicks. they got it done in crunch time, and that's been their calling card because you have Brunson. You know where you're going, and for the life of me, I still don't know why teams don't double team him and trap him in the final stages of a game. He's clutch, guys. That's what he does. He makes big plays. Trap him, get the ball out of his hand, let somebody else beat you.
The Knicks keep on going to the screen with Hart. They did like 3 or 4 times. I'm like,
right,
it's the same thing.
Same thing, right? And I joke with my other Knicks friends, that Brunson is a foul baiter, and I'm like, look, he is a foul baiter, but that's part of the game. That's a skill. That's a skill. That's a skill set. If you can get to the free throw line and you can manipulate the game, that's a skill set.
James Harden, Westbrook has done it for years.
All the greats can do it. If you can get to the line by any means necessary, you get to the line. That's
Reggie Miller.
That's exactly. That's on you to put the onus on the official to make the call.
Yeah.
And not only that, like Brunson, his footwork is so elite for a guard who's 6 foot, and he's super crafty, super fundamental. So tonight is we're praising the Knicks. And saying kudos for not saying, okay, let's go and get the next game. Then we're down 20. They stayed the course and they got it done.
Ryan, real quick before all our lights go off, the ones that's in the Carolinas, because it's raining, there's a storm going on right now. Hey, if the Knicks, it's a storm going on right now.
Yeah,
really?
It's raining real bad. So
real quick, if the Knicks get game 3, what do you think?
The Knicks get game 3. I mean, yeah, you're in trouble. I mean, then you're in trouble. If they get game 3, it's you basically have 4 game 7s. You know what I'm saying? That you got four elimination games. So
I'm sorry. I'm just saying for Boston's sake,
No, that's what I'm saying. They're in trouble. It's basically 4. It's basically 4 game 7 because if you lose, you're done. Yeah, so it's the pressure is that's then we're talking about pressure, but we've seen them do it. We've seen them come back in the same fashion, lose 2 games at home, and then lose game 3 and down 0-3 and come back and tie the series. So
does it look a little different though?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say it looks different because here's why, right? They were good enough to get a 20-point lead.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
In both games. So if you're good enough to get a 20-point lead, you give kudos, you tip your cap. Yeah, we missed a bunch of threes and we tip our cap to the Knicks. I would be more concerned. I would be really concerned if New York jumped out to a 20-point lead and then Boston came back and fell short, right? And they're like, damn, they stormed back. No, they were controlling the game. I read a stat that the Knicks had in the whole game, the whole minutes in games 1 and games 2, the Knicks have only had the lead for 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Out of the whole 90 plus some minutes, the Knicks have only had the lead for 10 minutes. Dang. But it's you have to have the lead at the end of the game, and that's what counts. And that's why I give them credit. I mean, did the Boston Celtics help them out? Yeah, they did, but the Knicks capitalized, and that's a sign of a good team. You have to capitalize in the playoffs because you don't get a lot of chances to capitalize off a team's mistakes. So and we all know Boston and New York, they're averaging 110 points a game. High scoring. The games was barely in the 90s. It was 91-90. So, it's the combination of the refs letting them play, more physical game, but now every possession matters. And I also want to give the Knicks credit for when they do drive, they're contesting their mid-range jump shots. The Knicks are not fouling, putting them on the line. So kudos to the Knicks.
Man,
gotcha. Go ahead, Mike Mills.
Mid-range and them 3 pointers are killing Boston. If you're not hitting 4 to 5 minutes, you gotta go to the cup. Because the 2 times Tatum went to the cup, the first time it was a foul, 2 shots. Then at the end of the game, when he did that, when he ran past Mitchell Robinson, I low-key think he went too early. I don't know why he went immediately. I might have went at like 12 because you ain't been hitting jumpers. So just in case you got to drive and kick, you got a chance for a rebound. Tatum. You mean
on the last play? You mean on the last play?
I'm talking about the play before the last when he went put them up one. When he
but he scored. I mean, you gotta score when you can score.
Right, but then the next play, Brunson tricks you. You foul him. Now you get 2 points, and now you settle on the last play. So it's like I feel like they went too early. I felt like Brunson went too early. I didn't think he was gonna go as early as he did, but he knew what he was going to foul. But
the thing is, when there's seconds left in the game, when you have an advantage, you gotta try to score. Because obviously the Knicks got caught off guard on that second play when Tatum drove to the basket and dunked. Like everybody was flat-footed. It was like boom. So he caught him off guard. At that point, you're up 1. You're Boston. You got to get the stop. They didn't get the stop. But kudos to the Knicks. In crunch time, last play of the game, they've been getting the stops. Mm-hmm. Bridges been getting the stop. So that's the name of the game right there, man. Who's gonna get that one stop in crunch time? And it's been the Knicks.
I don't know where D-Dubs went, but I wanted to.
Is that the power?
No, I don't think he went away because of the power. I did want to share something with him, with y'all. Let's share this.
Yeah, this dude.
What is it?
You got the volume on?
4K.
Can y'all hear that? I'm sorry.
Nah, raise the volume a little bit.
Okay. I thought I did. Let me run it back from the beginning. This is what happened on Monday.
Yeah.
You want to embarrass me, Ryan? So,
No.
Yeah.
So that was basically D-Dubs on this past Monday saying that the Knicks were going to get swept.
I don't blame you. You've been a Knicks fan since what? Since when? I don't blame you.
Come on, man. I mean,
the Knicks are too good to get swept, man.
Listen.
I've been screaming that the Knicks are great.
The Knicks have been better and got beaten.
Ryan, I'm telling you, man.
I'm not saying they can't lose the series, but losing the series and getting swept is 2 different things.
Bro, I mean,
what?
They got
swept. One game.
The regular season, man, it just didn't look good. That's why I picked them. But yo, kudos to them, man. They like you broke it down. The Knicks are playing well. They could be playing better. But
they're playing well at the right times of the game, and that's why they're winning.
Exactly. So hey man, they exceeded my expectation off the rip. So I got nowhere to go but up. So hey,
could the Knicks are shooting poorly as well.
Yeah, it's not like
so
they cannot, like I was saying earlier, they cannot continue this getting down by 20 points thing, man, because eventually. Boston's going to flip the script.
They're going to make shots
at some point. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So they're going to have to come out hellified, and the Madison Square Garden, they're going to need everything to pull them over the finish line to get that 3rd game. And
and
3 games.
And absolutely, and what's shocking, man, like the Knicks are 5-0 on the road this postseason.
Yeah,
and 1-2 at the Garden.
They haven't done that since I think what was the stat? The 90 what is it, the 99 season that they had won 4 games on the road. It was 4 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is, like I said, this doesn't happen with the Knicks. I've seen this team 90s, 2000. They don't make everything. They make it hard. They don't make it easy. So hey.
No, we don't get 43-point victories like how OKC gets. Last night.
OKC, my God, they took their belt off and whooped that ass.
Exactly, or like Boston, because what Boston does, like what they were expecting was, okay, we're up 20. Okay, even if we get cold, we'll win by 15. But when they get super cold like that, it's you're letting the other team back in, and the Knicks took advantage of it. But yeah, it's the thing with the Knicks don't blow people out. And that's why Brunson has so much clutch points, because they're always in crunch time. They're always in close games.
So it's a grind time with the Knicks, man.
Yeah, yeah. So man, as a Knicks fan, I can't even imagine what you guys go through every game. You know what I mean? So
been a rough life.
Hey man,
yeah,
man. Changing gears real quick. OKC and versus Denver last night. It was not much to talk about. OKC handed the L to Denver. What you got on them?
Oh well, I didn't expect that much of a blowout, but you can kind of tell that Denver was kind of satisfied with getting the split that in game one that OKC basically handed to them. Like, you're up 3 in game one. You're up 3 points with 15 seconds left, and then as soon as Denver gets the ball, you're fouling to play a free throw shooting game. It's too much time. Now if they make 2, now you're putting pressure on yourself to make free throws. And what happened? Chet missed the 2 free throws, and then they score. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should foul when there's less than 5 seconds left, because there's not going to be enough time for you, because you have no more timeouts. There's not going to be enough time for you to get the rebound, go down court, and get a shot. But because OKC extended the game for Denver by fouling themselves unnecessarily, they extended the game. It gave Denver more possessions, more opportunities to do something. So it was just mind-boggling. I gotta say, some of these coaches are just outsmarting themselves, out coaching themselves, and they're just doing way too much, way too much. So yeah, but I love what I saw from OKC. Hey, they came back and they had to step up and they took the challenge and, like, look, we got to jump on them now. We don't want the game to be in the balance coming down to the stretch, because the game is close. They got the best player in the game in Nikola in the Joker. So you don't want to play with that fire, but they jumped on them, stayed on them, and got the blowout win. So kudos to them for tying it up. I think OKC is going to win that series. I just think they have too much depth and firepower. Although they are still young, but they, unlike Houston, they have a closer in SGA that can close games. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. But should be a good series. But I definitely like OKC eventually winning that series.
All right, who you got for us for the Cavaliers and
the banged up Cavaliers?
Talking about another team that blew a sure victory. Like, you can't. They're up by like 7 points with like I don't.
That game was crazy.
Yeah, seconds left, and you can't inbounds the ball. You're going too quick. I mean,
you don't box people out on a foul.
Exactly, and it was twice. It was Donovan Mitchell. He was the culprit on both box outs. On the first box out, he wasn't even on the line. He was supposed to box out one of Neesmith. Neesmith, he didn't box out Neesmith, and Neesmith beat him to the bucket and had a. I mean, I've never seen a follow dunk on a missed free throw.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's crazy, right? A follow dunk on a missed free throw, and then, you're up what? They're up 2 or whatever. I think they missed the free throw and they get the rebound, and then Halliburton, who is voted the most overrated. The most overrated.
By his peers.
I mean, he's been phenomenal. And here's a stat for you. He's like, in the clutch, this year with baskets to bring them either tie or for the win. He's 10 and 11. He's like 91%. So so I don't get the overrated thing. Yeah.
And you had a Mitchell who scored 48 points, damn near 50 points, and you still blew the game.
You have to
That's tough.
You have to get the game. And I'm not sure if Strus and the Cavs had a timeout, but Strus, you can't turn the ball over in that situation, man. You just
Strus another one. He played very good, and he just turnover here, just it's tough.
And the game situations, man.
Donovan Mitchell tired.
No, absolutely.
Himself. Darius Garland opened his mouth and hasn't played since. And then Evan Mobley magically got hurt. Donovan Mitchell tired, man.
He said he's
and DeAndre Hunter didn't play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're
fighting battles by himself. He was already second round only. It's just about to happen again.
Agree with you, Mike. Yeah. Donovan was done at the end of that game, and that's probably why there's no box out. You know what I'm saying? Or no, he's probably. But yeah, Donovan, he's got to get a body on somebody. He went to crash the board instead of finding a body.
Right.
On the free throw line, and that's what happened, man. So yeah, that's another, like I said, prior to the to last night's game with OKC finally beating Denver, that was the first home win in the second round. Every road team had won the game, so that was crazy. That's the first time that's ever happened. So it's a good time, man, and we'll see what happens, man. But we'll.
And tonight you got Minnesota and Golden State.
Yeah, I think Curry's done, bro.
Yeah,
wow.
Doesn't look like
No, a hamstring is not nothing you can rush back from. It's not with a hamstring. It's not about pain tolerance, right? It's about I can't move, I can't push off, I can't run. Yeah. Right, I can't explode. And I can't run around the court and get open. That's Curry's game. Curry's not gonna just be out there just and not moving. Yeah, and how's he gonna defend? He can't. You can't. A pulled hamstring, man, is the most trickiest injury, because if you come back too soon and you end up hurting it again, then you're out for the playoffs, the whole entire playoffs. So. And I get it. Like, if he doesn't play now, they still might be out. So do you give it a shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, the good thing is it happened at the beginning of the series in game 1, right? And I don't know if you guys saw the schedule. So it's every other day they play until game 5. So game 1 is just between games 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a day rest, but game 6, between game 5 and game 6, is a 4-day gap. And the reason why it's a 4-day gap is because the Valkyries, the WNBA team has their home opener, so they had to move the game. So that gave the Golden State series they had to push the game back. So if he does come back, I would think he'll give a shot in game 6 if they can get it that far. But they're in trouble without him, man. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that team, obviously. So
right. Anything else with the NBA, Rhino? Good playoffs, like you said. Good playoffs. There's been some good series.
Man. No, that's about it, brother. Just we keep watching it. We keep pushing. We're it's the playoffs, man. We're gonna see crazy things happen, man. You're gonna see a team beat a team by 1 point. The next game they get blown out. It's just crazy. It's madness, man. So it ain't March Madness, but it's been a wild start of the playoffs, and it's only game 2 of the second round.
Yeah,
let that sink in. We didn't even get to the conference finals yet, or the finals. So we'll see. And right now, Minnesota is up 18 on Golden State, 37-19.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He is Ryan D'Souza with the NBA. I don't have no sound effects tonight, man, but
Nah, no doubt, man.
Nice golf claps for Ryan and Dan. Thank you also for his NHL segment, man. Great show tonight. We talked about a little bit of everything when it comes to the world of sports. That's why we're the sports chasers, man. The fans sports HQ when it comes to sports, man. Parting shots. I'll give it to Mike Mills. Mike, what you got for us, sir?
Man, shout out to Mikal Bridges, 2 big stops in the first 2 games. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau, because Tibbs, I'll be hard on you, Tibbs. Not as hard as I'm on Glenn, but Tibbs, I'll be hard on you, man. And I want to say shout out to you. You made some good adjustments. You made some good substitutions. You did your thing, man. Shout out to you on that. Shout out to the new Pope, who's a Villanova alum. So shout out to him.
Only Mike.
Hey, man.
Is he really?
Wow.
Yeah, he's a Villanova alum. Shout out to them Villanova boys.
Hey,
shout out to the Villanova
Pope.
Knicks, man. And,
wow.
Shout out to Coach Jay Wright too. While I'm on this, since we talking about Villanova.
Speaking of that, Mike. I think his brother somebody was saying that he's a Cubs fan, and his brother was like, no.
Wow.
Already, so they starting this stuff already when it comes to sports and all that. So shout out to the Pope.
Yeah.
You got I believe elected today.
Shout out to my fellow chasers that wasn't here tonight. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, and shout out to Takistan.
Shout out to Takistan, number 1, Takistan. We still are.
Damn, Anthony Edwards just got hurt, fellas.
Oh God.
Series just got even.
Right.
I'm taking Golden State no Curry all day before I'm taking Timberwolves.
What you call what you call them, Mike? The Unks.
Go Unks on 3.
Man, I've been dying laughing all week. I was like, at first, like, Mike, what Mike talking about? The Unks. I said, man.
That's funny.
Boston got an Unk too. I forgot about that. Boston got an Unk. That's Uncle Al over there, Al Horford.
Oh yeah,
Big Al.
Big Al. He's starting.
Yeah.
That's some Unks over there. Shout out to Mike. Thank you, Mike. D-Dubs, what you got for us, sir?
Nothing much. I won't be making any more predictions for a minute.
It's all good.
Hey, shout out to Paul Pierce, who actually did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, Paul Pierce did his thing. Yeah.
He started working at 5 a.m. this morning.
He was adamant about ain't no way.
He said, Celtics, y'all got me out here like this. They got to win game 3 now. I know they feel bad.
With a robe on.
Yeah, he had a robe. He said with a robe. Was he barefooted?
Nah, he wasn't barefoot.
He wasn't barefoot. He said he's going to be barefoot.
I give him enough points for that. Because 20 miles is far.
Yeah. But shout out to that's the real playoff P right there, man. But yo, man, good show tonight, fellas. Yo,
gotcha.
We'll check out next week, Monday, of course. Nothing heavy.
Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Dan, what you got for us?
Well, not a whole lot. Shout out to E and DA, in their absence. Carolina brought it back to 2-1 here with 7 minutes left in the third. See if they can get this tied up and play a little overtime. And shout out to the Fever in Brazil. Their preseason exhibition game. They were, 1.3 million viewership?
Wow.
Which was, I think, the third highest, or the only thing that was higher NBA preseason wise since 2010 was the 2 LeBron games. So good for them getting on ESPN and bringing the eyeballs to the ladies.
Yep.
Shout out to the ladies. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Ryan, what you got for us, sir?
No, man, nothing, man. Just good show as usual. Shout out to everybody. Listening. Shout out to the other fellas who couldn't be on tonight. Yeah, man, just keep watching these playoff games. Keep watching the hockey games. Keep watching NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We got the WNBA starting up soon. MLB right there, man. So just good sports, man. Just good sports, good banter, good debates, and I'm here for it.
Yep. Don't we know it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan. I love Ryan, man. I don't have nothing. No, you know what? I do have something, man. And I think we sometimes don't give people out flowers, man. Shout out to D-Dubs, man. D-Dubs, I'm actually up in the Carolinas this weekend, man, because D-Dubs is walking across the stage on Saturday. Gonna get that sheepskin, get to turn his tassel over to I don't know what side. I don't have no clothes, man. Shout out to D-Dubs, man. He's getting getting his degree, man, from UNC Pembroke, I believe, man. So shout out to D-Dubs, man. I don't know where he went. Looks like he went to sleep or his power went out. I mean, hey, man, the storms were moving through here. I didn't think we was gonna last, Mike. But
thunder, man.
I think one time it shook here. I was like, whoa. I was like, man.
You see, I had to leave for 2 seconds. It kicked me right out. Yeah.
I'm surprised my mother didn't come here and say, hey, you still on?
Yeah.
Shout out to moms. Yo, you know how she get down. She old school.
Word.
You know?
Hallway, lights off.
Man, so shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching in the comments. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank you for all the new people that chimed in today. Thank y'all. Come back, man. Like you said, we on Mondays and Thursdays. We also do interviews. We also have special shows. So look out for that, man. Make sure you hit the bell for all the notifications so you can get all this wonderful content. We love what we do. We're very passionate about it, as you can see. And we don't have the whole crew with us, man. We have tonight. We have E missing. E was in the comments actually, and DA. Life is life for him, so he couldn't be with us tonight, man. So shout out to them. Listen, we're gonna get on out of here. We appreciate you tonight. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren. For the rest of the crew, for Ryan D'Souza, for Mike Mills, for Dan K, the hockey dude, for Daryl D-Dubs Warren, for James Eric Warren, the angry man, and for Dorian Albritton, the DA, of course, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great. Have an exciting and great weekend, man, and peace. Hey, we'll hit you on Monday night. Talk to y'all later. Be good. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.